This is Newcap News with Michaela Henshaw.
Good evening. The new proposed bylaw from City Council will see municipal taxes go up again this year, as well as a slight drop in property assessment value. Our Josh Ryan has more.
While the economy has shown positive signs in recent months, the City of Lloydminster will see taxes increase across the board. A 5% increase for those with homes previously valued around $350,000 will add another $14 to the monthly tax bill. The municipal tax mill rate increased from 4.5 to 5.5 mils, and the capital project tax saw a slight bump to 0.84 mils.
The number is a reflection of what we needed in our budget based on the fact that we can no longer budget land sales the way we have in the past, and we can no longer budget utility revenues the way we have in the past.
Mayor Gerald Albers says a portion of the increase is in part an attempt to rebalance the books, which includes building the city's operational reserve.
An operational reserve of $177,000 for a city this size, in my opinion, is not acceptable. So I think that the direction from the council at the time of budget is we want to build that operational reserve so that we have a little bit of a cushion.
Another reason for the mill rate increase, along with property values dropping, is additional costs coming from the Alberta government.
Everywhere we went, we saw an increase from that perspective at the same time, simply to maintain the service level. So I think that's the challenging part.
Properties of different values will see separate increases in taxes ranging anywhere from 5 to 9% for residential homes.
It's good to see what the general percentages are and examples of the different properties so that individuals can have an idea of how property tax increases may affect their own personal budgets.
The bylaw still has second and third reading, and Albers expects further hurdles to come up around marijuana legalization.
And that's something we'll have to work through in due time here as a city.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
And Lloydminster City Council has prepared an amendment to the land use bylaw of the city to properly prepare for the legalization of cannabis nationwide. The main amendment to the land use bylaw include distinct guidelines dependent on the size of the store for retailers looking to sell cannabis.
We felt at this time, working with administration, that we could bring forward a package that is reasonable, gives us some control as a municipality to control development and where businesses are located in the cannabis field.
The amendments to the bylaw come before national legislation, which is scheduled to come into effect in fall of 2018, leaving some questioning why bylaw has already been changed.
I think it's premature. You can get it ready, but bringing it forward for first reading doesn't solve the problem as far as I'm concerned.
I can't stress how important we do need to take and create bylaws today that deal with the issues we face today and we're being prepared for.
And in addition to the guidelines for retail stores, the bylaw also states that any stores selling cannabis is not permitted to be located within 100 meters of certain places, such as schools and parks.
As we talked about what the cannabis market will look like in a year and what the federal government imposes, we will have to deal with at that time.
The City of Lloydminster is hosting a Your Voice Night on April 19th to discuss the amendments and other bylaws with the public. For more information, visit the event webpage. All 4 players honored in the memorial are from the Edmonton area. Well, Lakeland College continues to benefit from community support after another big showing at the President's Gala. Numbers are still being calculated, but it's expected to help change the statistic that 1 in every 6 Lakeland students is having financial issues impeding their education. Josh Ryan has more.
The President's Gala, hosted in the Lakeland College Gymnasium, was wonderful, not just for the setting of a secret garden, but for the generosity given in support of students.
They're absolutely integral to education. When you think about all the money that's being raised for scholarships for the students here, it's crazy.
The annual gala is Lakeland's primary fundraiser for scholarships and bursaries.
So that any student that wants to come to Lakeland can come to Lakeland. They can have their opportunity to take the lead and not worry about their finances.
Numerous stories of students having benefited from financial help littered the tables of the gala, while some were shared in person.
This college has given so much to me with the athletics and bursaries and scholarships. Anytime I get to represent them and give back to the college, I'll absolutely take that opportunity.
The gala was more student-centric than ever before, with students taking care of decorations and serving the tables, an example of initiatives visible in campus life.
Students are really taking the lead and helping with providing opportunities for heat and electricity on this campus, our student-managed farm powered by New Holland.
Juno winner Julie Black provided the entertainment, which was geared towards the night's theme.
There's single parents. There are people that just a few dollars shy of being able to complete their degree. Come on, this is amazing to have this sort of opportunity to support education.
And with the school's growth in recent years, it's evident that the support has already made a huge impact.
That we can have donors and we can have people that will come to events like this and take the opportunity to support our students is really amazing.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, April 15th through 21st marks Volunteer Appreciation Week, celebrating these selfless hours donated by individuals. And as we see in this month's edition of In Your Community, without the work of local volunteers, some critical resources wouldn't be available.
Perfect change, even. Thank you so much.
Some local RCMP officers spent a few hours working the tills at the Interval store, but they're not who you typically see behind the counter or sorting donations.
Volunteers are the cornerstone of what we do at the Interval Home. For example, at the store alone, we had almost 17,000 volunteer hours last year.
Volunteers are an essential part of the Interval Home and many organizations in the community, playing a key role in their program delivery.
Many of the volunteers that are here are also at other venues. So we have some great volunteers in this town who give so much time for the community.
For many of the volunteers who spend hours giving back, they're also able to make connections within the store walls.
This ends up being a social outlet for a lot of our volunteers, especially our more senior volunteers. They enjoy coming and having a social outlet. They're contributing to their community and giving back to the people in need.
And the store isn't the only area where volunteers are needed. The Interval Home relies on volunteers for many of their programs.
The store runs mostly on volunteers. We have people working directly with the children right in our shelter. At our youth center, we have people mentoring youth and teens over at the center, and we really couldn't do what we do without them, so thank you.
Well, two cats are in the adoption spotlight this week. Figaro is a gentle guy that is full of love, and Aurora is looking for a home to give her lots of cuddles. Here's John from the SPCA.
While he may not be able to hold a note like the famous Figaro, Figaro's meow is quite majestic. He's also extremely handsome. This feline will melt your heart the minute you lay eyes on him. Figaro knows that he's quite the charmer too. He doesn't need to attract your attention by calling to you or tapping you with his paw when you walk by. Rather, he just sits silently in his condo and lets his adorable face and soft fur do the talking. Once he's got your attention, you won't be able to look away. Figaro is so full of love that he can't wait to share it with that special family. We know that once you meet him, you won't be able to leave without him. So don't delay. Stop by the SPCA and meet this wonderful feline today. Like the splendor of Aurora Borealis, Aurora's tortoiseshell fur is unique and stunning. Aurora is a quiet girl who enjoys the simple things in life. At 2 years old, her playful kitten days are long behind her. That's not to say that Aurora doesn't enjoy pouncing on the occasional toy mouse, but she prefers to spend her days napping and getting tons of cuddles. Aurora's dream is to have a big fluffy bed to nap in, a bowl full of food, and a best friend to love her unconditionally. And in return, you'll have a loyal companion that will greet you at the door after a long day of work and snuggle next to you all night long. So what are you waiting for? Visit the SPCA and meet Aurora. You'll be so glad you did.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, amongst many other things, Lloydminster High School athletes are good at football, really good, and that translates onto the rugby pitch as well for both the boys and girls. The Lloydminster Comprehensive Girls Rugby team is coming off a successful 2017 season, but this year an influx of young players may take the team to new heights. Lance Phillips has more.
Once again, passing.
An issue high school coaches constantly deal with is turnover. It seems the best seasons are built on veteran retention, but newcomers have their place as well. Both these luxuries are something the 2018 Barons girls rugby team has in spades for the first time in years.
We have 12 returning players from last year's team, so that's great to see that we have so many returning players, considering we only had 17 last year.
We have a lot of people this year, which is great because our team's going to be really strong like that sense. and everyone's just really like eager to learn how to play rugby, even though we have like a lot of new girls, but they're all catching on really fast, so quick learners.
We have a huge number of grade 10s, and the grade 10s that we have are very talented.
But they didn't become that way without practice and a little help. Coaches are the primary source of lessons, but not far behind are the players Grillandini depends on most.
It's been really great because, especially the new girls, if they have questions, they're asking everyone, and like a lot of them have asked me questions, so it's easy to guide them because they're so eager to learn.
She knows all of the plays that they do, so when we're running them, if I make a mistake or if I'm confused as to what's going on, she will tell me where I'm supposed to be and what to do.
It's very integral to have some girls with experience on the team. We have 4 of them that have played for quite a few years, and it's like having a couple extra coaches out on the field, so it's great having them out there.
Given the amount of first-year players Grillandini has, the expectation is simple: medal at provincials, but not just in 2018.
Some of these kids are really good rugby players, so it's not like it's going to be just a small window for us. I think we have quite a few good years ahead of us here.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
This is Newcap weather with Gerard Lampa.
So my optimism really has to do with the 7-day forecast, because it looks more like April showers finally. It looks like we'll finish off with some warm April showers. So that seems to be on the cards after what we saw this morning there and even from last evening and that wind there. Let's put this map into motion as we push the system out of the area and push it on further east and northeast. And you can see the areas of precipitation just disappearing, and in its wake there, the dominance of some clearer areas there. Some more precipitation is stuck in the BC interior there, but looks like it's a mix of sun and cloud going forward for us. And temperature-wise, tomorrow maybe 5, 6 in Marwayne, 8 to Bonnyville, 9 to Lac-La-Biche, 7 for Edmonton, Vegaville, 8 in Wainwright. Couple 10s there, Provost and Macklin. That seems to be on the cards for tomorrow there. 9 for Isla Cross and Green Lake areas, 8 in Meadow Lake, 4 in St. Walburg tomorrow, 5 in Maidstone, and maybe 6 for the North Battleford's areas there. Let's head across the country there. Mix of sun and cloud in Vancouver, sitting at +12, sitting at 0 out to Whitehorse, but mainly sunny skies there. 3 in Edmonton for a mix of sun and cloud, -3 with snow showers out to Yellowknife there. Light snow showers for Regina and as well Saskatoon. They're both sitting at +1 in this hour. 12 in Winnipeg, some cloud cover pushing through there. Off to Toronto now, mix of sun and cloud there, but sitting at +1. 0 in Quebec with snow showers coming on down. Foggy patches there in Halifax at +8 and -3 overcast in St. John's. There cloudy skies there, and snow showers for Iqaluit for their -5. Let's come on back to the prairies there. Stop off in the Battlefords, overcast for +1. Winds are still a bit sharp, southeast at about 24 kilometers per hour. -3 and partly cloudy skies overnight towards the early hours of tomorrow morning there. And looking for +6, mainly sunny as we go forward. Might be a little cool in the morning. That -3 as you get into the morning commute could be accompanied by winds in the 20-25 k range thereabouts, but mainly sunny as you go forward in the Battlefords and area for +6 later on. Some light rain, rain showers finally around Cold Lake, and they had a tough go with some of the light snow showers overnight into the early hours of the morning. Did make for a slick going there in Cold Lake proper. -2 towards the early hours of tomorrow morning there. 1 or 2 showers early, then it clears off. And looking for 9, almost 10 tomorrow with lots of sunshine in parts of the Lakeland region. We're at 3 at the moment, could see -4. Should get mainly clear eventually on the overnight. So it'll be a cool start today, especially with the winds up there in the 20s thereabouts, but looking for +5 eventually, and the winds are largely west, as you can see that heading on it, anywhere from, that's rounded off, 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. So mainly sunny for tomorrow, dominance of a high pressure coming on in there, and looking for +5 in Lloydminster, Vermilion, Wainwright, and Provost areas for the Midwest. The averages continue to push on up there. 12 for daytime highs. We probably get to close to that maybe Saturday for a daytime high of 11. Some showers in the mix, running about a 40-60% chance, but it might be Saturday afternoon and may linger. Those graphics making it look a bit more ominous than it really is there. It's probably about 5 or 6 millimeters of rain shared between Saturday night into Sunday thereabouts, but 10 on Friday, 11 Saturday, 8 Sunday, 13 for Monday, and Tuesday looks possible. Maybe a bit cloudy on Monday, but at least we're getting into the double digits and we're closer to the seasonal averages of 12. And the overnight lows are continuing to improve. Might be just a bit cooler tomorrow morning, and again maybe Wednesday evening into Thursday thereabouts. But that's a look at the next 7 days, Michaela. I know you're liking those numbers. Back to you now for Agriculture News.
Well, when it comes to dividing the farm, a big challenge for farmers is to do it fairly. Our Gerard Lampau gets some input from a farm family coach.
Fairness is helping everyone be successful.
When farmers are transitioning the farm, the conversation quickly turns to how to do this equitably. Farm family coach Elaine Fraze has put together an acronym, FAIR.
So the F is financial transparency, the A is for attitudes towards money, the I is for your intention. Is your intention to keep the farm intact? And R stands for roles and rebels, because quite often in farm families, when there's many children, there's usually one or two that maybe is a bit of a rebel and doesn't see the same intentions that the founders do.
Modern approaches to finances call for financial openness or transparency.
Say a farmer is 68 years old and he's listening to this. Do he and his spouse really know what they need to live well? Is it $50,000 a year or is it $120,000 a year?
Knowing how much of this needs to come from the farm gives a different flexibility when dealing with non-farm heirs. This weighs in on what we really owe our children.
Most of the young adults that I work with say, and this happened in my meeting yesterday, they said, Mom and Dad, we really want you to enjoy your latter years and we want you to enjoy the fruit of your labor. So whatever you might gift or pass on to us is an actual bonus.
Fraze says other factors to consider when dividing the farm among siblings is how many families can the farm support, debt servicing, and risk. Fraze says money means different things to different people, and intention is key to finding out what people really want.
It's also good in terms of the estate plan, which is the will, and your enduring power of attorney, because if your will is secret, people don't know what your intent is.
If this is done while the farmer is still alive, it allows time to explain what is being done. The final letter R refers to roles and rebels.
There's always one or two people in the family, in a lot of farm families, who are not happy with the plan. And sometimes I counsel or coach the families to understand that no matter what you give to this child, no matter what you do, it's never going to be enough.
Gerard Lampau, Newcap News.